Everybody want to be a fucking Iron Addict. Everybody can't do that shit. Everybody claiming that shit. I'm Iron Addict. I'm Iron Addict. You a motherfucking liar. You ain't paid the cost to be a fucking Iron Addict. Show them what we do, Iron Addict. Let's go.
What does it mean to you to be known as an Iron Addict? What does that really mean?
In the general sense of the word, an iron addict is somebody who, like me, for instance, I got into sports, at around 11, 12 years old. And I was lifting at around 11, 12 years old.
Wow.
It wasn't, of course, in no real capacity, but I can't tell you a time in my life that I wasn't lifting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's an iron addict. Somebody, even when I'm places that don't have weights, I'll figure out a way to work out, to exercise, to do some kind of physical activity, and and then over time you start seeing how it benefits the mind way more than the body,
Mm-hmm.
and my life is a direct manifestation of it. I tell people all the time, what I do in the gym, especially when we doing the crazy shit that we'll do, like the Iron Marathons or whatever CTFs do. That stuff is a gut check. It has nothing to do with me working my chest or my arms or any of that. That's stuff to keep me in that elite mindset. You know what I'm saying? And also, when you out there in the real world, dealing with issues, problems, or perceived problems, is nothing to you. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
The average person is like stressed out, breaking down. You're used to activating that willpower because you do it in the gym every day. It's
Mm-hmm.
practice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it means. And in the sense of like CT and me and Rob, I mean, we were all there together before the cameras was in the gym, before everybody was making money. We were all struggling together. We all had each other's backs. You know what I'm saying? CT always had that patriarch vibe with us,
Mm-hmm.
like cool father, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And he was a guy that you didn't want to let down also. So he definitely pushed us to the limits, and he taught us how to be comfortable going outside of our limits.
Is it difficult to lift when you have real problems in life when you're dealing through going through situations, and how do you put yourself in a mental state to actually focus on a workout in those moments?
I honestly, I tell myself, like, I have, like, on my apparel line, I try to make the designs very like motivational and stuff like that. So, but there's also things that I designed that says, "Don't be a pussy, alpha as fuck," right?
Mm-hmm.
And these are things, and I oftentimes I do video blogs, I post things all the time, and I say these things to people, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
also saying it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
So in situations like that, if I'm feeling down or whatever, I'm telling myself, like, stop being a pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're being a pussy right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of keep myself accountable, and with me personally, it's a discipline. My father was very military style, so I was a kid, the 12-year-old jogging in boots every morning at 6 a.m.
Wow.
So it's deeply embedded in me
Mm-hmm.
to get active and be active. Even when I got older, old enough to party and stuff like that, he was like, I don't care about you going out at night, but make sure you up in the morning training. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was always a priority. So I'm just real disciplined with that. And it's like, it's so many things in life that we can't control,
Mm-hmm.
but the things that we can control, why wouldn't we? And that's
Right.
like our physical and mental health.
For sure. Now, Mike, you were never actually a professional bodybuilder, right? And yet you became a fitness star.
Mhm.
You basically a star in the fitness world. How were you able to achieve that?
I've been in fitness my entire life. However, the industry of it, I didn't know anything about it, and I'm still kind of green at it. So everything that I did, it wasn't based on anybody's format. It was just what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The creative things that are in my mind, like, I'm a fan of the arts, like, across the board. So I'm a very artistic person. So I feel like when I was putting together videos and whatnot, there it's in an artistic way without me telling people, oh, this is an artsy style or whatever. I'm just giving people something different. And honestly, you see now a lot of people are trying to, like, mimic the format, but you can never mimic that spirit. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So, it's fine. But I think they were drawn to it. I mean, I gave it to them straight. I'm real. I don't look like the typical bodybuilder or fitness icon or whatever that's out there. And also, I tend to lean more towards the mental aspects of it all, not just like showing my body all the time. 'Cause I think that's very shallow and it's very corny, honestly. So it's real cheap.
Do you follow bodybuilding, professional bodybuilding at all?
Yeah, I do. I have a lot. I mean, my friends are all the top bodybuilders. Kai,
Mm-hmm.
Phil,
Mm-hmm.
Sean Roden, Dexter Jackson. These are all my buddies. You know. Yeah.
What do you think about it in general, and what do you think it's heading in the future?
I think it's dope. You know, I know a lot of people complain about guys getting so big and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the evolution of the sport. That's just evolution in sports, period.
Mm-hmm.
Guys are getting bigger and faster and stronger across the board in every sport. I was just watching one of my favorite programs to watch. It's called Vsauce on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
This is a science channel, and he was talking about how, you know, over time our brains keep getting bigger. I mean, everything gets bigger, you know what I mean? So over time, I do think that now, after Arnold was, you know, criticizing some of the bodybuilders
Mm-hmm.
having extended stomachs, that, you know, a more classic physique is gonna start coming back to the forefront. I mean, they even announced they're going to do that category, and I would even compete in that category, you know, classic physique,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I think that's good because people like me who have no, you know, I'm 5'11", 6 foot. I would have to be like 300 something pounds in the off season to
Right.
compete with Phil Heath or Kai Green,
Right.
and I have no desire to be that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's perfect for somebody like me and a lot of other people out there as well
Mm-hmm.
who would like to compete because it's fun, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's fun, but you know, it's like where would a lot of people fit in, and that's a
Yeah,
category.
absolutely.
So I do see it evolving back to a more, everybody's talking about it, aesthetics. I see it coming back to that. I do want to address, a lot of people are saying that bodybuilders have a roid gut or GH gut and all of this stuff. And it's kind of ridiculous. Bodybuilders are extremely lean, right? They have to, especially for shows, they have to carb up. They're so depleted. They're literally malnourished at that point. So they have to carb up. They're eating a lot of food. I mean, it's storing in the stomach. The stomach's going to stick out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's just normal.
Yeah.
When I wake up in the morning, I got an 8-pack. You know what I mean? After that big breakfast, my stomach's sticking out. You know what I mean? When you're not fat, you just see the stomach sticking out. I mean, in abs, you know. So there's no such, you know, people say, oh, it's a GH gut, roid gut. No, these guys have to eat a lot of food, you know. So, but I do see it coming back to a more tapered aesthetic physique.
I stand here on the dawn of a new day, the dawn of a new beginning, of new possibilities. Today, I join forces with Generation Iron, the place I now call home. Our possibilities are endless, and together, we will change the system. We'll reach new heights. So pay attention as we deliver the product of our creativity. Generation Iron, Kai Green, together, we are unstoppable.